Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. I am truly honored to stand before you today. It isn't every day that I get the chance to speak to such a large audience, an audience full of dreamers, doers, and believers. Whether you're sitting on your couch, driving in your car, or secretly watching this at work while your boss is distracted, I want to thank you for being here. Because showing up, my friends, is the very first step toward greatness. And today, I want to talk to you about something that can change your life forever. Spending time to make yourself better. Don't roll your eyes just yet. I promise this is not one of those dry, overly complicated self-help speeches. No, we're going to laugh, reflect, and most importantly, learn. Because the truth is simple. Life gets better when you get better. Let's begin with a small exercise. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this. You've just found a lottery ticket, but not just any ticket. This one is worth $10 million. How would you feel? Excited, ecstatic. Now what if I told you that there is something far more valuable than that lottery ticket, something that you already own? And that something is you. You are the most valuable asset in your life. Not your house, not your car, not your bank account. You. Yet how often do we treat ourselves that way? We invest in stocks, businesses, real estate, but we forget to invest in the one thing that controls all results. Ourselves. Now let's dive into the concept of time. Every day, life gives you 86,400 seconds, not one more, not one less. And here's the catch. Whatever you waste is gone forever. Let's be honest. How many of those seconds do we waste on things that don't matter? Scrolling through social media, comparing our lives to strangers, binge watching Netflix because one more episode turned into an entire season. Worrying about things that won't even matter a month from now. But time doesn't care about excuses. It doesn't wait for motivation. It moves forward, with or without you. So the real question is, how are you spending your time? Now that we've talked about time, let's talk about the thing that determines how we use it. Our mindset. I know, everyone talks about mindset. But hear me out. It's not just a motivational buzzword. Your mindset is like the glasses you see the world through. If those glasses are smudged with negativity, fear, and self-doubt, everything looks distorted. But if you clean them with positivity, gratitude, and self-belief, suddenly the world becomes a place full of possibility. Let me share a story. There was a boy who grew up in poverty. Everyone told him he would never achieve anything. He could have accepted that fate, but he didn't. He read books, learned skills, and built a business from scratch. Today, that boy is a billionaire, Howard Schultz, the founder of Starbucks. He didn't let his circumstances define him. He chose a growth mindset, and that made all the difference. Every time you say, I can't, replace it with, how can I? I can't start a business. Right pointing arrow. How can I learn the skills to start one? I can't get fit. Right pointing arrow. How can I create a routine that works for me? Change your questions, and you change your life. One thing I love about kids. Their curiosity. They ask endless questions, try new things, and don't fear looking silly. But somewhere along the way, we lose that spark. We get comfortable. We stop learning. And remember, the moment you stop learning, you stop growing. Look at Elon Musk. He didn't start out knowing how to build rockets. He read books. He surrounded himself with experts. And today, SpaceX is rewriting history. You don't need to build rockets. Just learn something new every day. Read 10 pages. Listen to a podcast. Take an online course. Knowledge is the one thing no one can ever take away from you. Now let's talk about habits. If your life were a movie, your habits would be the script. And your script determines your story. Good habits are like compound interest. They don't look like much in the beginning, but over time, they create massive results. Bad habits are like credit card debt, easy to ignore until they take over your life. One mistake people make is trying to change everything at once. You don't need a full life makeover. Start small. Want to get fit? Try 10 push-ups a day. Want to save money? Save $1 a day. Want to meditate? Begin with 1 minute. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Now let's address the elephant in the room, failure. People fear failure more than anything. But failure is not the end, it's the beginning. Edison failed 10,000 times while inventing the light bulb. The Wright brothers crashed more than they flew. But they didn't quit. Failure is a teacher. It reveals what doesn't work so you can find what does. And you know what makes failure easier? Humor. If you trip in public, laugh it off. Well, that's one way to make an entrance. Life's too short to take yourself too seriously. Now let's talk about your circle, the people you surround yourself with. They influence your mindset, behavior, and future. If your environment is full of negativity, complaints, and excuses, guess what? You'll absorb all of it. But if you surround yourself with positive, ambitious, supportive people, you naturally rise to their level. Think about your 5 closest friends. Do they challenge you, inspire you, support you? If not, it may be time for a change. Most people wait for big wins to celebrate. But big wins are simply a stack of small wins. Woke up early today, celebrate it. Avoided procrastination, celebrate it. Small victories create massive momentum. And now, let's talk about something truly transformative. Giving back. When we hear giving back, we often imagine huge donations or massive volunteer work. But giving back is not about size, it's about heart. Giving is kindness. It is time, energy, effort, and compassion. And the most beautiful part, it changes you as much as it helps others. Science proves this. Giving releases dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin. It reduces stress. It boosts happiness. It even improves physical health. There are many ways to give back. Giving your time, sharing your knowledge, donating money, even small amounts. Acts of kindness, creating opportunities, volunteering your talents. Giving creates a ripple effect. One small act can inspire hundreds. Let me tell you a story. There was a young boy named Caleb whose family couldn't afford Christmas. A neighbor secretly left a basket of food and small gifts at their door. That simple act of kindness changed Caleb's life. He worked hard, rose above his struggles, and today he runs a nonprofit that helps thousands of families. One small act started a chain reaction. History proves that the greatest leaders were givers. Mother Teresa dedicated her life to the poor. Oprah has donated millions and changed countless lives. Nelson Mandela forgave and uplifted an entire nation. They didn't wait for perfect conditions. They gave whatever they could, wherever they were, with whatever they had. And when you give, you grow. You gain perspective. You build gratitude. You strengthen relationships. You discover purpose. Now let's tackle the excuses. I don't have time. We all have the same 24 hours. It's about priorities. I'm not rich. Giving isn't about money. It's about intention. I don't know how to help. Start small. Opportunities are everywhere. I'm struggling myself. One of the fastest ways to lift yourself up is to help someone else. Set a giving goal. Find local organizations. Start a small project. Teach your children to give. Join a community of givers. Let's honor the everyday heroes. The teacher tutoring students for free. The retired man driving cancer patients. The single mother organizing clothing drives. They may not make headlines, but they are changing lives. When you give, you create a legacy. Think about it. What stories will people tell about you? Whose life will you impact? Ladies and gentlemen, self-improvement is not a destination, it is a journey. A journey that begins with one simple step. Make yourself better. Because when you grow, you don't just change your own life. You change the world. Now go out there and make it happen. Thank you.